All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Otis,
I'm Jerry.
and this is Two Guys Catching Up on Football. I guess it is our weekly roundup of all things football, college and professional. Um,
Yeah,
my partner Jerry,
a rare Monday show.
huh?
A rare
A
Monday
rare
show.
Monday show. My partner Jerry has decided he wanted to be in witness protection, and so
Yeah, I'm a Browns fan, so that's the route I'm headed to, anyways. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
I turn out the lights, the party's
it
over.
is because like this last
Yeah.
weekend in college football was just it was.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it was before Halloween, so you wouldn't expect the bloody massacres that we got. But
No.
my goodness.
Yeah. No. A lot of shuffling around the
Wow. I
rankings
mean, a
here.
lot
Yeah.
of
Crazy.
Alabama, Tennessee yeah, is just, it was just bloodshed.
The Bama one. Didn't they say that's the first time Vanderbilt has ever beaten a number one?
It's the
That,
first
that,
time that Vanderbilt has beaten Alabama, I think, since the Crusades.
yeah.
I think since the Crusades. I think it's the first time they've beaten
Yeah.
them since then. So
The plague.
yeah, so it's been a minute. It's been a minute since they've beaten them. So yeah, and they were winning convincingly. But
Yeah, no, I
you know,
know.
I
Yeah.
told you before that sometime this season, Kalen DeBoer was gonna lose a game that he should win. He
Right.
did it at
Well, there you
Washington.
have it.
Is his
Yeah.
MO. So
Yeah.
there's a few of the coaches in college that are like that. Him, Ryan Day, um,
Yeah.
the coach at Miami, and I can't think of his name. They're running good right now, but they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
They almost lost to the team
I,
to Cal, and so
I always these recent Saturdays. I don't know how. Going back a few weeks, I always text you. Somewhat early, first, second quarter. Oh, up Ohio State. They don't look good. They're in trouble. Well, next thing you know, they win 55-10.
yeah,
So they're a second half team.
and
But
they're
I think at some point, somebody's gonna take a 28-7 lead over them at
oh
half, and
yeah,
they're going to be in
and
trouble.
they're gonna be
Yeah.
in trouble. I mean, Lane Kiffin, he does it.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Josh Heupel at Tennessee, he does it. He loses. They lose to
Yeah.
somebody they really shouldn't lose to, and under the old system, they would be done as far as the playoffs
True.
go. But
Yeah. No,
now
that's a
this
good point.
year
Yeah.
they got so many
Yeah.
at-large bids,
That,
and people are gonna want to see Alabama, and they're gonna want to see Tennessee, and they're gonna want to
you're
see Ole
still,
Miss.
even Michigan, USC both have two losses.
Yeah,
They're probably going to get in there somehow. Yeah.
somehow they will.
Probably.
Clemson, I think, fell
Yeah.
all the way out of the poll, and
But yeah.
now they're
No.
back to 10th. So,
Yeah. I quit even. I don't know what. Where you going to find Florida State? I have no idea. So.
oh gosh, Florida State was so far out of the top 25 that they wouldn't even
They,
they wouldn't even know what the number 25 looked like.
they might have put him in the Division Two poll
Yeah,
somewhere.
and even then,
Yeah.
I think they might not be in the top 25 of Division
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So right now the guys on top should be there. So um, I don't really have a problem with. Franklin at Penn State. He's gonna lose.
Oh,
He's
okay.
gonna lose one also.
Yeah.
He's
True.
another coach that's
Yeah.
gonna lose one.
True.
Georgia. Um, the SEC champion is gonna get one of those four byes, and so
Right.
even though Georgia lost, they can still get one of the four byes,
Oh yeah.
unless Texas just runs the table.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And right, Oregon's now at 3.
Oregon's at 3.
Mm.
Oregon went to the SEC, right? Or did they go to the Big Ten?
Well, Big Ten, right? Isn't this weekend Oregon and Ohio State?
It could be. Maybe they went to the Big Ten. I know you'll pull it up here in a second. So yeah, so
Uh,
Ohio State. I think Ohio State and Oregon played this weekend. So
yes. Yeah, it's Ohio State and Oregon. So Big Ten, good matchup.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So
and that is maybe that's the game where Ohio State starts slow and then says, "Whoops, we have a problem
yeah,
now."
yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they start slow against Oregon, they're going to be down 35-0 before they take their first time out. So
Right.
Oregon can score. So there should be some good games this weekend. So we'll see. So all right, now we got to turn our attentions to
Oh,
the big leagues.
yeah.
So that game Thursday, it was better than I thought. Atlanta and Buccaneers.
Yeah.
They got the one stop that they needed, and then the overtime, and then they took them out. Uh,
Yeah, I'm not going to get into. I agree with you. Kirk Cousins is not a Hall of Famer
No,
unless he.
no,
Yeah, but he's real close to the fence kind of guy.
he's
Uh,
better than average, and there's a
yes.
lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I
I
would take him
still. Yeah.
over. There's a lot,
Yeah. No, I agree.
yeah.
I still think when Kirk Cousins is on, he can be very good.
I do
Yeah.
believe that if Purdy had not worked out, that Shanahan would have gotten Cousins when he became
It
a
probably
free
would,
agent. Yeah, I think that
and it probably would have been
yeah,
fine.
I think
Yeah.
he would have. So, and then we had the Jets and Vikings early yesterday, and I was okay with missing that. I forgot it was even on. I was okay with missing that game, and I was trying to figure out who Aaron Rodgers was gonna blame for what happened after
It's
he
gonna.
threw 3 interceptions. Though that first one and the last one, he threw right to the guys. The guys,
Yeah, I still think that Rogers is going to find a way to get Salah fired, and who he wants in there. Maybe Hackett. Maybe he wants Hackett. I still think he probably actually wants to be player coach, still as well as maybe his aspiration.
yeah, I
Knowing him,
I
yeah.
heard a thing this morning that says he does not like motion before the play, and they don't do any motion. So that defensive end
Mm.
knew exactly what Rodgers was going to do on
Oh,
that play
right.
based on the formation
Yeah,
and stuff.
and the guy is coming off an Achilles injury, which in that game, the Tampa and the Falcons, they mentioned that Cousins still throws different.
Hmm.
They showed a little segment. He doesn't throw off his back foot as much because of the torn Achilles.
Yeah, and
It's so maybe Rogers' mechanics are just off. They're
yeah.
different.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to give him any excuse though. He sucks. So we'll just go with that.
Oh no, I'm not going to root for him either.
Yeah.
So.
All right, and then we had really the game that nobody really wanted to watch yesterday, but some people did. The Panthers and the Bears. Um, Williams
Ooh,
is going through his progressions much better now because you can see him look
yeah.
one,
I,
2, 3, and release.
well,
And so he's doing better. I still don't want the Bears to do well. I'm okay with him doing okay, but I still after the way they could have done this with Justin Fields, but I agree with you.
oh
As
yeah.
long as Eberflus is the head coach, they're really only gonna go so far.
I agree, and I'm not going to get to. I'm willing to give Caleb Williams a chance, give him more time to see what happens. I'm not going to get carried away by him beating the Panthers either.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And then we
we'll
had,
see.
and we're only gonna spend a little time.
Right.
We had the Browns and Commanders. So I am going to say this because I know how you feel, and I do not believe for an instant that Stefanski went from being the best coach in the league to a guy who doesn't know how to coach. And I honestly believe that Watson is on the field because the owner
Yes.
says, I paid this guy this much. And
Yeah. I
I honestly believe that.
I think
uh,
yeah, I think you're right.
yeah,
I think that Stefanski came out on Monday and said we're not doing a quarterback change, and I believe that as well. I still, at times, I'm not a Stefanski fan, but if you've won two Coach of the Year awards in 4 years, you're doing something right.
yeah, and
And
also
so I don't think he's going to get fired.
no, no,
But Watson,
no.
Watson is you. I would fire maybe the offensive coordinator and start
I don't
over.
think it's the
But
offensive coordinator's fault. Watson is
well,
just bad.
you know,
He's bad.
Watson is bad.
Yeah,
I'll say
yeah,
that
he's bad.
he's no good.
I
You know, I in fact I didn't even realize that yesterday was his 17th game as a Brown.
yeah,
So he's missed time, suspension, injury. It's almost like he's still in his preseason,
yeah.
but it ain't coming back. He's
Oh
done.
yeah,
He
yeah.
and
And
you know I'm gonna agree. Howie Long made a good point too. What Deshaun Watson has gone through the last 3 years or whatever it's been now is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of
right,
baggage
it's his, but
on him.
it's all his doing. And
Yeah, no, exactly.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't think
Yeah.
that Stefanski or the general manager wanted to give Watson that much money. I think that was on the owner also.
Well, I tell you, the Browns, whether it's the owner or whoever, they knew Watson had all that
Yeah,
baggage and was going to miss time. They gambled and man, they lost. They got kicked out of the casino. They lost so
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
but the Commanders,
whatever. Move on.
yeah,
On that note, though, with that game, I will. Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, I think, are. I think they're legit.
well,
I really do. They have a
well,
good coaching
we still
staff.
got to see. They've only played
Yeah,
five.
and they did beat the Browns.
Yeah,
Who the Browns can't score.
yeah. The Browns can't
They
score,
can't
and the
score.
defense is not very good
No,
this year. So it's
it's
still
not. It's
the
not the
jury's
same.
still
So
out. And this was
yeah.
probably the worst scoring game. Dolphins and Patriots. That was bad. But unfortunately, somebody had to win, and so so
Right.
somebody did. And there's nothing really good or bad to say. So anyway, we'll move along.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, you can skip on. Yeah.
yeah, the Jaguars and the Colts was a decent game, um, and Flacco looks good,
I just yeah.
but
If you give Flacco time to throw, he's lethal. Still,
yeah,
he can beat
but
you.
really, to be honest,
Uh,
buddy, you can say that about any quarterback in the NFL.
that's true. That's a
They
good
are
point. Yeah,
NFL quarterbacks. Although
yeah,
I
that's
have to
true.
say, Flacco had a 29-yard scramble.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he had a 29-yard
So the
scramble.
guy,
And so and I mean
they,
okay, so you know I didn't know this until I went to a live game, but when you see it on TV, it's a series of pictures, so you can't really tell how fast the people are unless you see them live.
that's true. Right,
But
that's true.
even with that, Flacco looked like I could count the laces on his shoes while he was picking them up and putting them down. So he ain't moving fast by any account. And they must have been in a man-to-man defense, and all the defensive backs, which this I technique I hate, had their backs to the quarterback and just playing the receiver. I hate
Oh,
that
right.
technique. Herm Edward brought up just last week. He said I hate this technique. You're supposed to, as a defensive back, you're supposed to play with an eye on the receiver and an eye on the quarterback and watching both
Right.
of them. And you play the ball. You don't play the receiver. You
Yeah.
play the ball. That's how you get
Coaches.
interceptions. You play the ball. That's what keeps you from getting pass interference because you're playing the ball. I don't like when these
Right.
guys do that, but they must have done it
Yeah.
because Flacco ran for 29. So
So
that was heck. Um, and then we had the Bills and Texans, and the offensive coordinator for the
oh
Bills really messed that up. 30 something seconds left. They're inside
yeah.
their 5 yard line, and
Good.
they have three pass plays that only kill 15 seconds. So
Good character building win for the Texans because I do think Texans will be in the playoffs and they could easily meet the Bills
yeah,
again.
they
So
could.
good win
Yeah.
for them. Yeah.
And then we had the Ravens and Bengals. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. I did watch a little bit of that before I had to go to my show yesterday, but I watched some of that. And um, and actually, Lamar Jackson brought him back. But Derrick Henry, I would have to go tell my coach, hey, I'm telling you before the game, so don't get mad. And if you don't want me in there, don't put me in there. But if he breaks through the line, I ain't tackling him. That's just that you're
You know my thing though with is it me or does Henry look more lean this
no,
year?
no, he does look a little bit lean. He was probably at like
Yeah.
about 260, and so
Probably.
he's
Yeah.
probably lost like 10
So he's
pounds.
at 245 cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's probably at 250, 245 with
Even
about
more cut.
4.4
Yeah.
speed. And if you
Yeah.
don't touch him in those first 5 yards,
Oh no, get out of the way. Yeah.
he's already at his top speed by the time you get to him.
Yeah.
And so you can't
True.
tackle him low because one guy, I don't know if it was last week or week before, tried to tackle him low, concussion protocol. Guy
Yeah, no.
tries to tackle him high. He's on Sports Center because he just got the stiff arm. So yeah, there's nothing you can do with this guy if you don't get him before he gets to the line of scrimmage. And so you're
Right.
begging your defensive lineman, please get to him and slow. Don't grab an ankle, grab a leg. Don't let him get up to speed.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so that was a really good game. And this was another, it didn't really care what happened. Raiders and Broncos. That was another, it didn't care what happened.
I'm gonna give a little credit, Grandpa Bo. I think isn't that 2 wins in a row now for
Yeah,
Grandpa?
yeah. Now, oh, so
Yeah.
so something happened during the game that never would have happened when Russell Wilson was there. Bo Nix is yelling at Sean Payton after something happened.
Wow.
And
Right.
he is yelling at Peyton and he is getting in his face. And Peyton
Wow.
is looking at him going, okay, wait a minute. And he's trying to calm him down. Russell Wilson never would have been able to get away with
True.
that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And I do agree with the people that said, why are the Broncos not wearing those old uniforms all the time? They're much
They're nice
better.
looking uniforms. I like them. I
Yeah.
like them.
Go back to the Orange
Yeah.
Crush and be who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here are my boys yesterday. They found a way to lose it. And on this one, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I can't blame Shanahan.
Well,
Jordan Mason, they're inside. I think they're inside the 10. First and goal inside the 10, and Jordan Mason fumbles the ball. And there was still a little more than 2 minutes left. And the defense, that defensive coordinator, somebody needs to sit him down and talk to him. He did not have a spy on Kyler Murray yesterday. And Kyler Murray just ran him off the field. Smurf ran him off the field
yeah.
with those little baby steps. And
Well, so well, he kind of scoots down there with real quick steps.
yeah,
Uh, real quick, going back to the Browns, Browns fired their offensive coordinator from last year. A guy wins with 5 different coordinators. Boy, they sure miss him, I think.
You mean 5 different?
Niners fired Steve Wilkes.
Fi-
Steve Wilkes after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they
I think they're going to miss. That's another mistake. They played. Both teams played the blame game.
yeah.
Somebody's got to be the scapegoat. It's coming back to haunt
Yeah,
them.
because the
Both
49ers,
of them.
49ers defense is nowhere as good as it has been over the last
No,
3 years.
so far it's not. I don't.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, Otis. Is even when Greenlaw comes back, you don't have the same pass rush
Yeah.
as last year, and the secondary is either comparable to last year, which wasn't that great. So there's issues.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then we have the stunner yesterday. The Giants beat the Seahawks.
Well,
Okay, so I don't know if you,
well,
I don't know if you saw this play or not, but they blocked a field goal attempt, and the guy who blocked it jumped over the offensive line, or that's what it looked like. Now the coach of the Seahawks said, no, it was a legal block. He jumped in between the center and guard. And what the guy over the guard did was block the guard down. He went on top of him and blocked him down. And that's where that guy jumped through and blocked it and got returned for a touchdown. And so I don't see how that's legal because basically
yeah, right there.
defense gets called for holding all the time if a defensive tackle
Right.
grabs a guard in the center to allow the linebacker
True.
to come through. They get so I don't see how that's legal. And when the defensive tackle can't grab the guard and center and hold. So, but they came through.
Yeah, and I'm a little deflated now because you do remind me that I'm scratching Geno Smith right now. He moves down in my MVP list for the
Yeah,
season. So.
yeah. He can't. When you lose to the Giants, you
Yeah.
can't be an MVP candidate. I'm sorry.
No, he got knocked
We
out.
gotta have
Yeah.
we gotta have standards somewhere. And then
Yeah.
we got the Packers and the Rams. Packers came back, but that interception that Jordan Love threw from the end zone. Oh my stars!
Well,
He has to be embarrassed about that. That was bad. That was really really
Are
bad.
but now, are the Rams that bad, or is it because they are missing Cup and Puka and
Oh, and they're missing.
other
They've
people
got so many people on the injury list.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Okay.
I mean, there's no way they could be good. They couldn't possibly be good. They got too many
Right.
important people that are out. Hey, it's the same
Yeah.
thing with the Niners. I fully expected them to not get back to the championship game because the last 3 years they have been error free. I mean, injury free. They've. I mean, even Bosa.
True.
Even Bosa the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's a shocker.
And that's a
Yeah.
shocker. Bosa goes
Yeah,
down.
that's true.
He sneezes getting up in the
Yeah.
morning and he goes down. So
Yeah, no, it's true.
they
Yeah, and now I saw McCaffrey maybe next month, but they keep saying every month it's next month,
yeah.
so we'll see.
And one of the
I still like the Niners for getting there for the fact that right now I'd say who's in their way? Maybe Green Bay, maybe the Lions, maybe Commanders.
well
Uh,
right now the way the
I-
Commanders are playing, they're better. Right now the way the Lions are playing, they're better. And
I
because
still don't
because
see
the
Tampa
49ers
or New Orleans or anybody.
Yeah, the 49ers defense can't stop anybody. So they can't put the game in their hands. They got to go down and score,
Right.
and they can't score field goals. They got to go down and score touchdowns because the defense.
I saw that now today. Even Moody's out now, I guess.
Yeah, Moody got hurt, so they got to sign a kicker and bring
Yeah.
him in. And then
Yep.
our last, not our last game, but the game from last night, which I I was bummed about this game because Tomlin is my favorite, and I hate to see him lose. And now everybody's like, "Well, we got to get rid of Fields and put Wilson in there." Why?
Oh, come on.
It's
Yeah.
not Fields'
No.
fault that the defense is playing this bad. The defense is
Yeah.
playing this bad. If the defense was playing up to their level from last year, they would still be 5-0. So I'm not putting it on
Yeah.
Fields. I'm just going to put it
Well,
on.
I'd probably go put that one last night is you can't win them all
No,
either.
no,
So,
and nobody
yeah.
really should have thought the Steelers would be unbeaten. So it's
No, I would not have
no,
thought
no.
that. Yeah.
And
With
again,
Fields.
I think they'll get to
Yeah.
10 wins. I think they'll get to the
Oh, they'll make the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And as the season goes along, our favorite offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, is going to figure stuff out.
yeah,
It might not look like it. It might look like he's looking at trying to book a flight on the sidelines, but yeah, he'll figure something out. So
he is. I don't know who. I don't know who's the most inexpressive coach. It's a close running between him and Todd Bowles. Um, as far as
yeah, Bulls too.
who
Yeah,
you it's a close race between those two as far as which one of them really is watching the game and which one really has his earphones in and
yeah,
listening to opera,
yeah. True.
or listening to some sort of podcast or something.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know what he's listening to on there, so yeah.
We don't know.
And I do want either if for a Halloween special, if we can have, I think it was Ed Bergeron, his voice in Arthur Smith, or put Arthur Smith's body into Ed Bergeron, then we've got the ultimate coach.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
I'm right now though. Arthur Smith still gets the lead because not only is he the most ordinary looking guy you've ever seen
oh,
on an NFL
absolutely, yeah,
sideline, his name Arthur Smith
yeah, no, it's
is the most ordinary name that he could
yeah,
have
it's kind of
possibly had.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And then our game tonight, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs until they lose. Um, I mean,
Oh yeah.
unless Holmes,
Yeah,
knocks out a few
they
more of his
who they
receivers.
playing tonight? Chiefs and
They're playing the Saints.
who?
The Saints.
Oh, I got to go Kansas City in that too.
Yeah,
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 I'll go to Kansas City in that game. Yeah,
yeah.
and I
So
think they're at home, so we'll have to suffer through the chop.
no, I'm gonna turn the sound off.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn the sound
So
off. I don't watch them with the sound on. I can just kind of pay attention to what's going on. I don't see why the NFL still allows it. I mean, it is
I don't know. The Chiefs can
it is
shut that down if they wanted
it is
to.
beyond.
If Kelsey and Mahomes were on the big screen, jumbotron there, and they said, "Please don't do that," they would
They
stop.
would, they would.
It's as easy as that, but they don't. They don't care.
No, no, they don't. So, all right, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much. We got to do this earlier though, so you can stay in the light and not be in
No, I know. Yeah,
witness
it's
protection.
better lighting. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me get our music started. It's our favorite traveling music. Thank you guys for joining us again. This is Otis,
I'm Jerry.
yeah, and this is Two Guys Catching Up on Football. We'll be with you again next week.
We'll catch you
Ciao.
next week.